Hello, hello, family. Hey, all right. It's good to see everybody on here. I was told to go live again because not all people were able to log on, and then I had some technical difficulties in the Masterful Teaching Facebook page. So I don't know what that was about. So I was told it's time to do a take two. All right, so we're going to go ahead and do a take two. If you're with me, please make sure you type where you are watching this from in the chat. Type right now in the chat, where are you watching this from? I want to know where you are watching this from. I want to make sure that we shout out your area, your location. I want to know where you are watching this from. All right, so with that being said, it is good to have everyone on here. We are going to talk about, drum roll please, the top 5 reasons you might want to consider preparing to look for a new position. The top 5 reasons you might want to consider preparing to look for a new position. All right, look, who am I to talk about this? Well, I'm so glad that you asked. My name is Dr. Tanisha Pride. I am the founder and owner of Masterful Teaching. And what we do is we are all about career advancement for Black educators. So our heart, our mission, our goal is to make sure our Black educators advance in their career. All right, so that's what Masterful Teaching is all about. And it's so good to have you on here. I see someone in here. Go ahead and drop where you're watching me from in the chat, please. I want to make sure that we are being watched and viewed by as many educators as we possibly can be. Listen, I'm going to go over really quickly the top 5 reasons you might want to consider preparing to look for another position. All right? So, before we get started, when a reason resonates with you, type that number in the chat. When a reason resonates with you, please type that number in the chat, okay? Type the number in the chat. So we're gonna go Hollywood style. So we're gonna go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and I'd like you to type that number in the chat if it resonates with you. All right. So here we go. Also, really quickly, if you're watching this on replay, I love my replay people. If you're watching this on replay, go ahead and type replay in the chat. Type replay in the chat if you are watching this on replay. We are so excited about what is to come for Masterful Teaching and for our Black educators. I have a really quick announcement. Next week, Monday, we are starting our Leap to Leadership 3-day challenge. It is a free challenge for all educators. Our Leap to Leadership 3-day challenge is a free challenge for all educators. You have got to make sure you secure your spot. So click the link below to register, and it is a free challenge for all educators starting next week. This is how we at Masterful Teaching are celebrating Teacher Appreciation Week by a free challenge for all educators so that we can then level up together. All right, here we go. Here we go. Top 5 reasons. Top 5 reasons you may want to consider preparing to look for a new position. We're going to go Hollywood style. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reason number 5. Drum roll, please. Reason number 5, guys, the math ain't mathin'. Mm, mm, mm. The math ain't mathin'. You already know we talk real here. We are transparent here. We are open here. The math just ain't mathin'. Well, what do you mean, Doc? Why? What are you talking about? The math just ain't mathin'. Well, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you work your fingers to the bone. Okay? You cross all T's. You dot all I's. Your lesson plans are in on time. You are tip top communicating with parents, right? You give motivational speeches every single day to all of your students. You wipe snotty noses. You get in emails. You get in DMs. You get into texting and messaging parents and students. You get into pouring into your colleagues. This is what I'm talking about, okay? You do all of that. but it's still looking like you're going to need a second job. You don't know how you're going to manage a part-time job on top of teaching or on top of your educational job, but you're going to have to, because the math just ain't mathing. The numbers aren't adding up. You're not bringing home enough. You're struggling financially to provide not only for you, but for your family. You may need to consider looking for another position. All right, I'm going to leave that alone. That's number 5. Let's go on to number 4. Number four, you not only dread Mondays, but you dread every day of the week. Any day you've got to go in, it's like you have heart palpitations. You don't want to do it. You just can't do it. So you dread going in. This is what I want to say to you. The way you feel about work, you describe it as anxiety. You may need to begin looking for another position. You may need to begin looking for another school, another district, a private school, a charter school, another public school, even stepping outside of your comfort zone and looking for non-traditional education pathways. That may be your best bet, because when I tell you that if the stress is overwhelming to the point of anxiety, then the next thing that happens after that is you start causing permanent damage to your body. You start causing permanent damage to your mental state. And that's exactly what we don't want to do. So, number 4, you dread Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, right? You get anxiety about work. We need to start looking. Because at the end of the day, all you have is you. So we went over number 5. We just hit number 4. Now it's time to go over number 3. Number three. Your work environment is toxic. Woo! Listen, your work environment is so toxic, it wouldn't pass a breathalyzer test. That's how toxic your work environment is. Can I get an amen in the chat? Listen. For those of you who have worked in a very toxic and extremely toxic work environment, you know what I'm talking about. It may be time for you to start looking for another position. The work environment is so toxic that, I mean, it's really starting to do something to you mentally. It's doing something to you physically. You're starting to change in ways that you never thought you would. So what I want you to do is I want you to understand that as educators, we're always talking about bullying to kids, right? Well, guess what? Your work environment could be that of bullying. You could be feeling as though, or you could be being bullied by your immediate supervisor, by your administrator. You could be being bullied by your colleagues. Be careful with that. If your work environment is toxic to the point where you cannot perform, you're no longer a benefit to kids, you're no longer able to pour into kids in a positive way, it's time for you to go. It's definitely time for you to go. Now, look. We did number 5, number 4, number 3. We on number 2 right now. Listen to number 2. Number 2 is really special. Number 2, you no longer feel challenged. It's nothing like being in a work environment that you don't have to think. You're not growing. You're completely on autopilot. If you are not being challenged in your work environment, it might be time for you to look for a better position. It might be time for you to look for another job. Let me explain why. Professional growth is imperative to your development. So what that means is you're going to spend all of this time invested in this position at this particular job, but uninvested in your development. What that means is you will be underdeveloped. What that means is you will be further and further away from the mark to moving to the next level, to moving to a higher level. So if you're in a job right now that's that you feel that you're being underdeveloped, you're not growing, you no longer feel challenged, it's definitely time for you to go. It's definitely time for you to go. Listen, before we get into number 5, okay, before we get into number 1, we did number 5, 4, 3, 2. Now it's time for me to drop the bombshell, number 1, okay? But before we get into number 1, I wanted to talk to people who just tuned in. For those of you who just tuned in, I'm about to drop the number 1 reason you might want to consider looking for another job, right? But before I do, in honor of Teacher Appreciation Week, we're hosting a free online challenge for educators. It's called the Leap to Leadership Challenge, and I dropped the link in the chat. So check the chat out. Here's the good news. The good news is we have 267 educators registered. So I am so excited about that. Here's the bad news. The bad news is we only have space for 275. So with that being said, our seats at this point are limited. So please make sure you grab your spot right now. While this live is going on, grab your seat right now because they are going like hotcakes. Are you guys ready for number 1? Are you ready for number 1? We did 5, 4, 3, 2. Now we're hitting number 1. Number 1, drum roll, please. Here we go. Here's number 1. Number 1, you keep being passed up for higher positions. For some reason, you keep being overlooked for higher positions. Listen. If you are a top performing educator, highly rated, always on top of your game, always constantly being passed up for promotion, that doesn't make sense. Why are you still there? You may want to consider jumping ship. All right? Now, this is what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the positions that you are looking for. We're not talking about superintendent. We're talking about leaping out of the classroom into instructional coach. We're talking about leaping out of the classroom into assistant principal, even principal. But if you constantly are being overlooked for these positions, then maybe it's time for you to look somewhere else. Just a thought. Guys, remember what we're talking about. We're talking about the top 5 reasons you may want to consider jumping ship. The top 5 reasons you may want to consider jumping ship. I'm so happy that you guys are with me. If you're watching this on replay, please type replay in the chat. Go ahead and type replay in the chat if you're watching this on replay. If you're with me, if you are with me, I want you to type in the chat, I'm with you. Type I'm with you in the chat. I need to make sure that all my educators are with me and we are in here in full effect and we are engaged, because that top reason is a doozy. That top reason, if they keep passing you up for promotions, you can pretty much call your job a dead-end job. Yeah, I said it. You can call your job a dead-end job. Why? Because there's no room for growth. Why? Because unfortunately, even though it shouldn't be there, you've hit a glass ceiling. Listen. Hear me. I need you to really consider leaping. I need you to truly consider, weigh your pros and cons, right? Is there room for growth? And if so, why do I keep being overlooked? Why do I keep hearing about spaces that I actually should be in, that I actually should be invited into? Maybe they don't know your worth. Maybe they don't know your value. And so in order to get seen by the right people, in order to be valued, in order to show your worth, to show your value, you may need to change your environment. Guys, that's all I got for you tonight. This is what I want you to do. I want you to share this with any educator you know, right? Because this right here is life changing. As we're coming up to the end of the school year, people are weighing, should I stay or should I go? Should I stay or should I go? This is a conversation that needs to be had right now. This is a conversation that you really need to have within yourself. If you're being valued, if you feel as though there is room for growth, then stay. But if one of the five is still ringing in your ear, still resonating with you, you know what time it is. Listen, I'm Dr. Pride, the founder and owner of Masterful Teaching. We are here to have these conversations with you. Please don't hesitate to reach out. Register right now as we have, I'm looking, let me look and see. We've got 10 slots left. We have 10 slots left for our Leap to Leadership Challenge that's happening on Monday. It is free for all educators, so make sure you sign up. All right, guys, I will be on here live again tomorrow night. Make sure if there's something that you want me to talk about, if there's something that you need discussed, DM me and I'll be sure to talk about it. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night, guys.